Alright guys, welcome to part 2 of the knot tying guide to saddle hunting. In this video I'm going to be taking you guys through and showing you how to tie a PRUSIK onto your tether. So this is going to create the attachment point to where you can attach the bridge of your saddle to the tether. It's adjustable and it's a pretty neat knot, and this is what you're going to need to be able to attach your saddle. So I'm going to walk you guys through the process of making that knot. One thing to make mention is you're going to need a different size diameter of rope. So you're going to need to get a rope that is 2 millimeters smaller than the rope that you use for your tether. So if you guys ordered a 10 millimeter rope, you're going to need an 8 millimeter PRUSIK. So make sure you get the right rope. You're going to need about 5 feet of it. You can order that by the foot off of another dealer, and pretty much it's going to be another simple knot, but it's very, very useful, and you'll actually use it in a lot more applications than just attaching your bridge to your tether. So without any further ado, let's get into the PRUSIK knot. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this PRUSIK cord that I've got, and I'm going to form a continuous loop. And what I'm going to be using is the double fisherman's knot that I showed you in the last video, except I'm going to be tying this rope back onto itself using that knot and each of these strands. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to lay this rope side by side just like this. I'm going to start with this one, the top rope, and I'm going to tie a double fisherman's knot around the bottom rope. So I'm going to go over once, twice, and back through the center. Just like that. Tighten that down good, and that should form that nice X that I was telling you guys about in the last video, and those good parallel loops on the other side. Now, what I'm going to do is, now that I've tied the knot, what was once the bottom rope is now on the top. So I'm going to turn this rope over just like this. Make sure that I've got the tag end. I'm going to pull a little bit of this slack out so that I've got plenty of rope to work with, and then I'm going to repeat the exact same process that I just did on the other side. So I'm going to go over once, twice, and back through the center. Just like that. And then I'm going to tighten this knot down, and what you'll notice is that my X's are exactly the same. The left portion of rope is overlapping, the right portion of rope is going underneath, and that means when I pull these knots together, those X's will match up perfectly, and they will give me a perfect union in this rope, forming a continuous loop. And when you flip this over, you see how nice and cleanly this rope comes together, and it just makes a nice, perfect, continuous loop. And this is the foundation for your PRUSIK knot that you're going to tie. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to move over to the tether. So, to get your PRUSIK around the tether, you're going to lay it just like this. Lay it under the tether, and you want this knot to be out to the side, because you don't want your carabiner to make contact with that knot whenever you finally do get your carabiner on there. And what you're going to do is you're going to just wrap this cord over your tether once, twice, and you know what they say, third time's a charm. So I'm going to wrap this just like that. That is going to go around here, and I'm going to tighten this up like so. And guys, that is it. That is your PRUSIK knot. So what this does is this creates a friction hitch on your tether, and that creates your attachment point for your saddle. So I have a climbing rated carabiner here. Most saddles come with this. You can see that it is climbing rated, and this is what I'm going to use on this PRUSIK to attach to my saddle bridge. That's pretty much it, guys. That is how you tie that knot. That is how you wrap it around this rope, and I'm going to give you guys a demonstration here in just a second on how this works on the tree. Alright, so here we are at our tree once again, and I have my tether with our new PRUSIK that we just tied on there in carabiner. So this is how you would attach your tether. Once again, you're going to throw this around the tree, and you're just going to run all of this back through that loop that we tied in the previous video. Cinch this down good on the tree, and now you're going to really be able to see how this PRUSIK works. So this is your PRUSIK knot using the accessory cord we just tied, and so what this is going to do is going to create your attachment point for your tether, for your bridge to your tether. So you would snap your bridge in here, and what this does is this will slide freely on this rope if you were to grab this knot right here. But once you grab this carabiner, it loads this knot, creates friction, tightens it down, and will not allow it to slip down the tether. This gives you the ability to adjust this to whatever point you want and attach yourself in with your bridge on your saddle at whatever height that you desire. So it's a pretty cool knot, super useful. This is what most of your major manufacturers are going to have pre-installed. One thing to make mention is that you always want your double fisherman's knot to be out to the side of your carabiner. This one's really close, but you certainly don't want it to fall where you're loading that carabiner on that knot. So make sure that you have that knot out to the side. You can adjust that by simply working this rope back through, and you can make it a little bit further at a time, make it further away from your carabiner. So it's pretty simple to adjust, and that just lets you keep that load from being on that knot. Always keep that in mind. Alright guys, that is going to wrap up part 2 of the knot tying guide to saddle hunting video. That just kind of goes over and gives you the information that you need to be able to tie the PRUSIK that will allow you to attach your saddle to your tether. So it's pretty simple, not a whole lot to it. It's another simple series of knots that is actually applicable across a lot of different things. PRUSIK knot is pretty useful in all aspects of saddle hunting, and you will find yourself using it throughout a lot of other applications if you continue to saddle hunt. So I appreciate you guys checking out this video. If you hadn't already, guys, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, click on that bell notification, and we really appreciate you guys checking out these videos. It just helps this channel grow and keeps us doing what we love to do, and that's making these videos for you guys to watch. Hopefully you got something out of this video. It'll benefit you. Be sure to leave a like, a comment, and let us know if you have any questions in the comment section. So thanks again for watching. See you guys in the next one.